Hey everyone, welcome back to Practice English Fast. I'm Alex, your host, and today we've got a super practical episode for all of you preparing for CELPIP. With me is the brilliant CELPIP expert, Sophia. Hi Sophia, thanks for joining.
Hi Alex, hi everyone. I'm happy to be here. Can't wait to break down CELPIP Speaking Task 7, Expressing Opinions, with you all. It's one of my favorites.
Awesome. Quick heads up, today we're focusing on CELPIP Speaking Task 7, Expressing Opinions. This episode is packed. We'll explain what examiners expect, point out common mistakes, show a model response, analyze why it scores CLB 9+, and then pick apart 10 advanced words from the response with simple meanings and examples. If you want the whole CELPIP speaking playlist, click the I button up there. We've got detailed videos for all 8 tasks. Ready, Sophia?
Ready.
So to kick things off, Sophia, in plain terms, what is Speaking Task 7?
Task 7 asks you to give your opinion on a short prompt, usually a general question like, should young adults be expected to contribute financially to their household if they remain at home after finishing high school? You get 30 seconds preparation time and then up to 90 seconds to speak. The goal is to clearly state a position and support it with reasons and examples. That's it in a nutshell.
Nice and simple. What are examiners listening for? The things that really make or break a high score.
They evaluate across several criteria, like content and coherence. Are your ideas relevant and organized? Lexical resource. Are you using varied vocabulary accurately? Grammatical range and accuracy. Do you use complex sentences without repeated errors? And finally, pronunciation and fluency. Do you speak naturally, with minimal hesitation? For CLB 9+, you need confident, accurate, and fluent delivery, as in clear organization, precise vocabulary, complex sentence structures used correctly, and natural rhythm.
And the common mistakes, what should test takers avoid?
Great question. The usual slip-ups are giving a one-sentence answer and no support, repeating the same point, being too vague, like books are good, without specifics, running out of time because of poor pacing, using memorized chunks incorrectly so they sound unnatural, frequent grammar errors in complex sentences. Simple fix. Use a 3-part structure. Opening opinion, 2 reasons, each with a short example and quick conclusion. And practice with a strict 90-second timer.
That structure sounds like your golden rule. Folks, if you want a deep dive with templates and time practice, click the I button up there for our Task 7 deep dive video, and hit the like button. Subscribe to our channel if you find it helpful. Okay, let's move into the practice question. Sophia, I'll show the exact question on screen now. On this channel, we always model a high-scoring response. Would you please give the model answer as you would on test day?
Absolutely.
Here is the Speaking Task 7, Expressing Opinions question. Do you think books are still relevant in the digital age? Explain your reasons.
I believe that books are still highly relevant in the digital age, despite the rise of digital media. First, books provide a deeper and more focused reading experience compared to digital content. For example, reading a physical book allows readers to immerse themselves in the material without the distractions of notifications and pop-ups that come with digital devices. Secondly, books are a reliable source of knowledge and information. Unlike some online content, books are often carefully researched, edited, and fact-checked, which makes them trustworthy for learning and reference. Finally, books have cultural and emotional value that digital media cannot fully replace. For instance, many people cherish the experience of reading a novel, collecting favorite editions, or sharing stories with family and friends. In conclusion, Books remain relevant because they offer focused learning, reliable information, and cultural enrichment. Even in the digital age, the tactile and immersive experience of reading a book continues to hold significant value.
Thank you. That was clear and natural. Now let's analyze that response line by line and explain what makes it CLB 9+.
Let's break it down. First, clear opening statement, "I believe," immediately signals your position. That's a strong start. Examiners like to hear a direct thesis. Second, logical organization. Notice the 3 clear parts: introduction, 3 supporting points, deeper focus, reliability, cultural value, then a concise conclusion. Each reason is separated and labeled first, secondly, finally. Using signposting like that improves coherence. Third, balance development. Each point is supported, the first with a specific example, distractions from notifications. The second explains why books are trustworthy, research and fact-checking. The third gives emotional or cultural examples, collecting, sharing. Short, relevant examples are gold. They show real-world thinking without wasting time. Fourth, lexical resource. Advanced vocabulary is used naturally. Immerse, distractions, fact-checked, trustworthy, cherish, tactile, immersive, enrichment. But importantly, they're accurate and fit the context, not forced. Fifth, grammar and sentence variety. There's a mix of simple and complex sentences, clauses, cause-effect phrasing, and parallel structure. For CLB 9+, you want complex grammar used accurately. This model keeps errors minimal and uses structures effectively. Sixth, fluency and timing. The response is concise and would comfortably fit within the 90-second speaking limit when read at a natural pace. It doesn't rush or leave too much silence. It uses linking words to keep the flow smooth. Finally, seventh, tone and pronunciation, delivery notes. A confident, steady pace, slight emphasis on keywords, and natural intonation will make this sound persuasive. Avoiding long hesitations or maintains fluency.
That was an excellent checklist. If I had to suggest one tiny improvement for variety, what would you say?
A small optional tweak is to include a brief personal line. One very short personal experience sentence, but only if you can fit it without exceeding time. Personal touches can be memorable, but only if succinct.
Cool. Folks, if you want templates, timing drills, and more model responses like this, click the I button now to watch our Task 7 deep dive. Smash like, subscribe for more, share it with someone who needs it, and check out our other playlists to succeed in the CELPIP exam. Now let's unpack those high-level words. I'll say the word, Sophia will explain it in simple terms, and then give a natural example. Keep these in your notebook. Using them accurately will bump your lexical score. First, relevant.
Relevant means closely connected to the topic or useful to what you're talking about. Example, when studying for the CELPIP, practicing sample questions is relevant to your test success.
Second, immerse.
Immerse means to become fully involved or absorbed in something. Example, I like to immerse myself in a novel on the weekend so I forget about my phone.
Third, distractions.
Distractions means things that take your attention away from what you're trying to do. Example, notifications on phones are common distractions while reading.
Fourth, fact-checked.
Fact-checked means check to make sure the information is correct and true. Example, a well-researched textbook is usually fact-checked before publication.
Fifth, trustworthy.
Trustworthy means reliable, something or someone you can trust. Example: I trust academic books because they're written by experts.
Sixth, cherish.
Cherish means to value something deeply and care for it. Example: many people cherish a family photo album more than a digital file.
Seventh, enrichment.
Enrichment means the process of making something better or more meaningful. Example: reading widely leads to cultural and intellectual enrichment.
Eighth, tactile.
Tactile means related to touch, something you can physically feel. Example: the tactile feel of a paperback can be comforting to some readers.
Ninth, immersive.
Immersive means creating a complete involvement or absorbing experience. Example: a well-written novel can be immersive, making you feel like you're inside the story.
Finally, 10th, significant.
Significant means important or meaningful. Example: improving your vocabulary has a significant impact on your speaking score.
Great. Those are practical, high-utility words. Try to recycle 2 or 3 of them naturally in your answers. That shows range without sounding rehearsed.
One quick drill. Choose a prompt. Plan for about 20 seconds with a clear thesis and signpost. Spend 45 to 50 seconds developing 2 reasons with 1 example each. And save 15 to 20 seconds for a brief conclusion. Record yourself, play it back, and note 1 area to improve each time: vocabulary, fluency, or grammar. Small, focused practice always beats long, unfocused sessions.
Love that. Micro goals. Okay, quick recap. Structure your answer, clear opinion, then 2 reasons with examples, and short conclusion. Use accurate advanced vocabulary, vary sentence structures, and practice with a strict 90-second timer. Sophia, final advice.
Believe in small daily improvements. Practice 5 short tasks, 7 answers every other day, record them, and listen back. Fix 1 thing each time. Confidence and clarity grow fast with consistent, focused practice. And remember, accuracy beats speed. Speak clearly first, then work on pace.
Amazing. If you found this helpful, please hit like, share it with friends or classmates preparing for CELPIP, and subscribe if you want more quick, high-impact CELPIP lessons. Don't forget, click the I button up there for our full Task 7 deep dive and the playlist for all 8 speaking tasks.
Good luck with your practice. You've got this.
Thanks for watching. Keep working toward your goals. We wish you all the best. See you in the next episode. Bye for now.